Hi, I have a lot to say lately, so I'm going to break it up into a couple different things. First one, let's talk about haters. So, oh god, I feel so self-absorbed being like, haters, like, whatever. But basically, someone commented, I had a video a while ago about plus-size cosplay, and particularly about an instance where someone took a picture of me without my permission, and I don't know, basically, I don't know what they took it for, like, if they liked it or if they didn't. So, I got a comment the other night. You have an entertaining conversational flow and tone, and kudos on your interest in pop culture and wanting to actively participate. Subscribe. However, you're wrong on a couple points. First, if you're on display, expect to be judged on accuracy, hun. If you have proper self-esteem and confidence, the opinions of haters are 100% irrelevant because their goal is simply to condescend in order to elevate ego. Secondly, it's fairly ignorant to expect not to have a picture taken when you're volunteering, in all caps, to dress up in public. If I can look at a person with my eyeballs and paint a picture of that memory, then I should have the right to use technology to document it instead. If paranoid or sensitive to pics, then the solution is simply to not go out or not dress up. Sorry. Lastly, this is the first vid I've seen of you. Was led here after Uh-Oh Bro channel was trolling fat cosplay pics. He trolls controversial Google search pics as a joke and for reactions. No shit. That led me to vloggers on both sides of the issue, including some plus-sizers which agree with not revealing too much skin. Fuck you, I'm gonna reel whatever I want. With that said, I love your hair even with the roots. You're cute, but I get the sense that you're not comfortable in your own skin from a very early age till now, which has led you to label self as lesbian. What? Anyway, label self as lesbian. To me, that is male discrimination as a defense mechanism, since you feel you don't fit what mainstream supposedly finds attractive, but you haven't met all guys, and some even have fat fetish, or OOO, GGG, judge purely on personality. The end. What the fuck? Like, let's dissect this real quick. Number one, don't call me hun. Like, I don't know you, you don't know me. Number two, don't be like, subscribed. Like, I don't give a shit if you subscribe. I'd like you to, because I have what I think is some cool stuff to say. I don't know. But, like, what? Like, subscribed. Like, thanks for your approval. Also, alright, let's just tackle the big one real quick. We'll go with, like, big three. Number one, cosplay is for me, not for other people. I cosplay because I think it's fun to dress up. If I could play dress up all day long, I would do dress up. Oh, I got a new haircut, by the way. It's, like, shaved on the sides and shaved under there. So, I cosplay because I like to play dress up. I would play dress up all day long if I could. Like, sometimes I do. Sometimes I, like, wear something, I'm like, I look like that character, but nobody knows. And it's fun. It's not like I'm not doing it for attention. I'm not doing it like, and yes, I do I like a lot of the attention sometimes. Like at this past Anime Blossom, which I'll talk about in a different video, I cosplayed Ursula and like 40 plus people took my picture and it was great. Like I loved it because every single person except one asked permission first. And except for the one, everyone was super respectful and that's fine. Cosplay is consent is a thing. They have it on signs everywhere. It's not bullshit. It's a legit thing. Cosplay is consent. Or, cosplay is not consent. Blah, I said it wrong. Cosplay is not consent is a thing. But, like, beyond that, like, just don't go out if you don't want to have people take pictures of you. Like, what fucking ever. Anyway, number two, that I'm a lesbian because I'm not comfortable in my own skin from a very early age. Like, you don't know me, first off. Second off, I am very comfortable in my own skin. Like, if I could be naked all the time, I totally would. Like, I love swimming. Right back there, this weird thing hanging on the mirror is, like, a towel and a bathing suit, because I have been swimming at the Y a lot lately. And I love, like, the bathing suit is a two-piece bathing suit. It is a bikini, and that is because I like showing skin. I have a crop top that I wore the other day. I like not wearing as much clothes as possible. Like, I like wearing as little clothes as possible. I am very comfortable in my own skin. I like my hips. I had a whole video dedicated to how much I love my hips. I like myself. Like, sure, I have, like, days where I'm like, oh, whatever, like, I look ugly today, but, like, or, like, I look mad uggo today, is how I usually phrase it in my head, but, like, everybody has days like that. It's not, like, then that's not my whole life. Like, 2/3 of the time, I look in the mirror in the morning, and I'm like, I'm so cute, I love myself. And, like, I really like the way that I portray myself, and, like, I'm comfortable in my own skin, jackass. And, like, even if I wasn't, that's not why I'm a lesbian. And male discrimination, let's talk about that real quick. Male discrimination to be a lesbian. Like, what does that even mean? So, I'm, like, so blown away by how, like, ignorant this person is. But, like, I don't understand how you can just be so oblivious to the world around you. And, like, then, what was the other thing I was going to mention? Oh, that the, like, oh, don't give up hope. There's people who are fat fetishists, and there are people who judge only on personality. And it's like, I'm dating someone who is neither right now, and that's great. And I've dated people who are neither for, like, the majority of my adult life, pretty consistently, and, like, that's fun, like, so, whatever, and, like, so then, it gets better. So, I looked up their entire comment history on Google+, and they're, like, the most obnoxious person I've ever met on the face of the earth. They had, like, this huge, wicked, transphobic thing that they did, like, it was, like, even longer than that comment. They did, like, it was disgusting. They were saying, like, child abuse for, like, for letting kids go on hormones young. So, at any rate, one person commented, and they had my back. And I like this person. Kaze Kamiteras, I don't know how you say your name, I'm sorry. But they said, okay, first off, you little piece of shit. Everything you said is so victim-blaming and sexist, it's a plate on humanity. First point is totally victim-blaming and condescending. Yes, people are going to judge you, that's a fact. But you're going on in a way that's hypocritical if you have proper self-esteem and confidence. Are you fucking kidding me? Way to imply that Katie isn't up to standards, in addition to saying everyone on the planet who has insecurities are inadequate. Also saying hun is completely belittling and you do not have any right to call her that. Bitch. She didn't say bitch, I'm saying bitch. Which brings me to my next argument. Second point is just flat out insulting. There's a little thing called consent. I don't know if you've ever heard about it, but social etiquette demands that consent not be broken by any individual, or in the case that it is, then reparations should be made. Katie did not give consent to her photo being taken, and it's really that simple. Cosplay is not consent. You see that in conventions everywhere. Third point is sexist beyond belief. You're giving unwarranted psychoanalysis. You're completely disregarding sexuality. You're using the not all men argument, which is laughable because no, not all men are like that, but that's not the point. Lesbian women identify as lesbian because they're attracted to women. It is not male discrimination. It is not a defense mechanism. And go fuck yourself for implying that lesbians choose their sexuality because they think they're ugly. No one chooses their sexuality, and not everything is about men. Get your head out of your ass. Men only make up about 50% of the world's population. It's not all about them. Also, male discrimination. Are you fucking serious? Do you honestly think lesbians sit there rubbing their hands together saying, yes, that'll show men over and over again? I suppose straight men discriminate against themselves for not being sexually attracted to other men then. Fourth, don't ever psychoanalyze unless you're a licensed doctor who has been hired by the person that you're psychoanalyzing in the first place. That's just pathetic. I would have posted this nicely if I didn't go through your Google Plus and see everything else you've posted on other people's videos. But no, your opinions are disgusting and you lost a nice list privilege. TLDR, your opinions are uneducated, demeaning, and embarrassing, and you should be ashamed of yourself. And I liked it and someone else did, so whoever anonymous liker person is, go you. So I commented back, hashtag amen, not to mention the implication that I can only get a guy with a fat fetish or who only judges on personality. So then, the original guy, the douchebag, commented back at me. Apparently you read Kaze Kamiteras' analysis of my comment and agree with it, and are continuing with your own thoughts, so I will address you both, but I will direct it at you, Katie. Like, what the fuck? So I never specifically said you can only get a guy with a fat fetish. Actually, I said that I like your hair and that you are cute in a video where I can only see your face, so I'm actually saying you have an attractive face. I simply meant that there are guys who are honestly attracted to plus size, as well as there are guys and girls that will date based on personality because their bodies don't define us entirely. You can deny all you want, but it was clear in your video that there's been a long-developing self-esteem issue. You referred to yourself in a negative and embarrassed way as fat in high school and that you are heavier now rather than being proud of the body you were born into. I was not born into this body, first off. I was born into a body that was like, I don't know how big babies are, I like haven't had one, but like I was born into like a body that was like this long, so no, this is not the body I was born into. Not to mention, I talk shit about myself all the time because that is how I like talk. Like it's not like a bad thing. Like, and being heavier now than in high school, I never said as a negative thing. I never once said it as a negative thing. That I am significantly heavier than I was in high school. I'm like 100 pounds heavier than I was at the beginning of high school. But like, that's not a bad thing. It's just a thing. Like, that's just the way that my body has progressed and the way that I have treated my body, to be blunt. To Kaze Commentaris, you made some good points about lesbianism, and admittedly the argument implies that straight guys are discriminating too. Well, the fact is that labeling ourselves as straight or lesbian is due to societal pressures and conformity. A person should simply say that they are attracted to the same sex, but would be open-minded about not being exclusive to that. If honest with ourselves, our genetic animal instincts force us to be at least semi-attracted to the opposite sex because it is built into us in order to propagate our species. If you actually watch some of my other videos, you would know that I am actually pan. I identify as lesbian for the most part. I label as lesbian because it's the easiest thing to explain to people, but I am actually pan. So, fuck your male discrimination thing. And even if I wasn't pan, like, that's fine, because that's who I am, and like, what fucking ever, dude. Lastly, you didn't address the point about picture taking. Kaze Commentaris points out that there's a self-righteous, delusional subset of people that agree with the concept that cosplay isn't consent, but those people have ridiculous expectations and are 100% wrong in my opinion. Even Kaze Commentaris agrees that we will always be subject to judgment if on display, so why not extend that expectation towards picture/video if you were in public? It is proper self-esteem which makes that irrelevant. If I was delusional about privacy and easily embarrassed, then I wouldn't go outside and participate in what is basically a fashion show in all caps. Eventually, there will be more advanced Google Glasses that look identical to normal ones, or there could even be eyeball brain implants that automatically record everything we see. What the fuck are you on? The point is that you can't hide in public, and you shouldn't be upset at all if documented, because being shown is supposedly your point for going out. Seriously, WTF ... You don't want pictures taken, but you want people to look at your outfit. There's an obvious logic gap there. Who cares if you're on a fail cosplay website if you and your personal social circle approves of it, right? So, fuck all that. New comment directed at the person who commented. Kaze Commentaris. I like that person. I'm gonna keep saying their name, even if I'm saying it wrong. I ignored your analysis of me being a hater in general, and instead responded to your points regarding this video within Katie's reply on the same video. Feel free to bark at me in your overprotective attempt to defend your friend or channel. First off, I've never met this person. They're just a decent person. But I am simply expressing a controversial point of view in an intellectual way. No, you're not. Just because you don't agree doesn't mean I'm trying to be a hater. Instead, I encouraged her to participate and point out that she is cute. Fuck you. But I guess you took personal offense to for whatever reason, which only reflects your own insecurities as well. Okay, can we talk about how the worst kind of people in the world are the kind of people who say, like, here's a hint that you might be an asshole. I'm expressing a controversial point of view in an intellectual way is code for everybody in your life fucking hates you because you're such an asshole. And if you have to go around with the disclaimer that you're presenting a controversial point of view in an intellectual way, that's code for, like, you're just a fucking asshole. So, beyond that, come on, phone, don't shut off. Don't call me cute, like, gross. And that when you call other people insecure, my dad and I do not have the best relationship, and one of his biggest things that drives me crazy is that when he has a problem, he says that other people have a problem, that you have no sense of humor, you're just being insecure, you're being overly sensitive. And it's like, no, you are an asshole, sir. And, like, that is exactly what this person is doing. They are putting it off on everybody else around them. They're putting it off on me. They're putting it off on the other person. Like, Kaze Commentaris, I like you. Whatever, I don't even know what your name was because I hate you so much. I don't like you. But, like, cosplay is not consent. I have every right to be upset with someone taking my picture because I don't know what they were using it for. I like myself. It's not a low self-esteem thing, and I'm a lesbian, so fucking deal with it. Deuces.